Do we have a celestial team of angels just waiting to help us create our best life possible? Corin Grillo believes so. She's the author of The Angel Experiment and the founder of the Angel Alchemy Academy, a trained psychotherapist, angel channeler, healer, and teacher. Corin has also helped thousands of people all over the planet go from angel curious to angel empowered. Corin, welcome to Beyond Belief.
Oh, thank you for having me.
How did you get involved with dealing with the angelic realm?
Well,
my God.
I know.
It probably is my God, right?
Essentially, it is my God. Yeah, it really happened abruptly. It was not something I was looking out for. I really struggled a lot with depression. I had a really rough childhood. And even though I managed to somewhat keep my life together, I really struggled hard, mostly for the first 3 decades.
Really?
And,
that long?
Yes, yeah. Back then, my only prayer was that that day would be my last.
No.
Yeah, and even though I had a beautiful child and a wonderful husband, and I had a house and a great education and all of those things, the recipes that
for
happiness, right? That our culture teaches us. It just got worse and worse as the older I got, and I always had a great way of presenting that I was okay on the outside. So a lot of people didn't know what I was actually struggling with. But one day, a friend of mine bought me an angel healing, an angel reading. I didn't know what that was. I just thought, oh, let's go see a psychic. And she didn't know that at the time I was drinking about a fifth of tequila every 2 days. I was, yeah. I could throw them back when I want to, right?
Yeah.
So I was definitely doing that.
With the lime and salt, you did all that too?
I did it all. I did it all. So the tequila, and I was on antidepressants and Adderall, and just really
Bad
doing everything I
combination.
could. Yeah, doing everything I could just to function. And ironically, at the time,
You were trying to escape,
yeah,
not function.
in my mind, it was what I needed to wake up the next day. And ironically, I was a psychotherapist, right? So I was.
You were a psychotherapist
at the time,
taking a fifth of tequila every other day?
Antidepressants,
and depressants
Adderall.
and meds, Adderall and all that?
Yes.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that was really what I was having to deal
You
with.
obviously didn't listen to your own advice.
No, I didn't. But what was amazing is I could give great advice, and I could see and support so many people at the time. But when it came to myself, I still had an incredibly low self-esteem, and really the demons from my past, I had never really fully coped with. And so I was coping, doing what I could to take the next step in life, and again, secretly wishing that each day would be my last. And I was doing pretty dangerous things, maybe hoping maybe I could at least get hospitalized and catch a break, you know. And none of this was conscious, you know. I was just going through it. So that's what was happening in reality at the time. I was working as a county mental health counselor, rescuing gangbangers off the street. It was a high-stress job and really hard to feel successful.
Sure.
And so...
thankless, too, sadly.
Thankless, but, you know, the people have always been beautiful. And I did it for the people, but I was not taking care of this thing right here.
So who bought you an angel reading?
Yeah, a good friend of mine from a good friend of mine. She was one of my best friends at the time. And it was my birthday. So she didn't know what I was going through, like
Sure.
most people didn't. And so I went to this angel healing, and right away the lady started talking to me about...
What's an angel healing?
So an angel reading, angel healing, I didn't know what it was at the time. But it's essentially you go to a person and they open up the portal between you and the angels, and they started giving messages, and eventually went into an energy healing or an angel healing. So right away she started telling me this pretty amazing things about myself that she shouldn't know, and actually nobody knew except for me.
Nobody knew but you.
Yeah, and then I couldn't, you know, deny it. I wanted to. I was like, look, I didn't come here to talk about that. But she wanted to talk about it, so we did. And so when we sat for the energy healing, I could really feel something change in the room. I could feel energy or, like
Did you
electricity.
believe in angels prior to that?
I wouldn't say I believed in angels. I did not deny angels. I thought it was a possibility, if you know what I mean. So I was open to the notion, but I didn't know what I was about to find out about angels. And so when I left that session, she said, talk to the angels as if they're real. And I said, okay, I'll give it a shot, because I felt so much better already, George. Like I could feel a difference in my
Really?
body.
Good.
Yeah,
It
I felt
worked that
different.
fast on you.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about angels. They work. And I didn't know that. So she said, talk to the angels as if they're real. And that's what I did. And almost right away, incredible synchronicities started happening. Like wherever I look, there's angel wings. I remember saying, angels, show me that you're real. And I saw this truck drive by with big angel wings on it. And it was Angels Laundry Service.
Perfect timing.
Right? But it was happening over and
Little
over again.
messages that
Yeah.
were popping up.
And it's so easy to discount these. So in the beginning, I was still kind of like, okay, maybe that's really angels, but maybe not. So a few days of this went on, and I started feeling better and better. And by day 3, something extraordinary, even more extraordinary happened. Not only was I already kind of feeling better and happy and seeing the synchronicities, but I was driving through the hood in Pacoima in LA. I think you know where that is.
Know it well.
Yeah. And a
Home
bird,
of Richie Valens, by the way.
right? Yeah, so I'm driving through the hood, and a bird dropped from the sky, landed on the ground. And I was on my way to a client's house, and the bird was about pigeon size. And I see the bird, I drive around it, and I notice it's got this mangled wing, and it's kind of pushing itself with the other arm, or with the other wing. And I didn't know what to do, so I used my new trick, which was talking to angels, and I said, hey, angels, help this bird, because I can't, because I don't know anything about birds, plus I'm on my way to, a client's house, help this bird. And as I drove around it, I kept sending it some good juju. And as I look in the rearview mirror, I saw the bird kind of shimmy on the ground a little bit. And I kept watching, so I stopped the car again. I kept watching, and as I watched, I saw a small bird jump up from the body of that bird, probably about 2 or 3 inches, about this big, jump up from the body of the bird, fly away. Then a second bird jump up from the body of the bird and fly away, and then a third one.
You were getting tuned in.
I don't know what the heck was happening, but it was very notable. So I didn't care that I was in the middle of the hood. I decided to get out of the car and go look to see if the body of the bird was still on the ground. It was gone, and I could feel the static electricity and this, it's a word beyond love that was kind of enveloping me, and I knew that I was in the presence of a miracle. I knew I had just witnessed.
Doreen Virtue is a clairvoyant doctor, and she has been on the Gaia program called Inspirations, and she talked about where angels may actually come from.
Where do those voices come from? Where do these angels come from?
These are, well, in the ultimate spiritual truth, we're one. There's only one spirit, one love. You know, we're one with the Creator, we're one with angels. But in this world of separation and illusion that we're in, these guides come in as connectors, as messengers. That's what angels mean, after all. And so they help us to bridge the world of 100% love, which is where we're really from, and that's what I define God as. And then our world that has a duality of fear and love. The angels are the bridge between the two.
Because we live in a physical dimension. What about this physical dimension that we're in has that polarity of fear and love? Why is that?
It's the density, and it's the original ego that said, wouldn't it be cool if I could be God and I could be in charge? And it's like a teenage kid who runs away from home and gets their own apartment but wants parents to still pay for it. That's what the ego is.
So it's reveling with ourselves. It's being a rebellion against ourselves.
The ego wants to be God, and so the ego wants us to worship fear and gives us all sorts of scenarios, including thinking that other people are worse than you or other people are better than you. That's the main thing it does with level confusion.
I love how you bring in the psychology with what you're talking about with the angelic realm, because it makes it so practical for some reason. It brings it to a grounded reality.
Yeah.
And that was our own Lisa Garr with Doreen Virtue. What do you think of that? The fact that, angels may come from these other dimensions.
Yes, well, I do agree that they come from other dimensions, or that the original source is God or Creator, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
And then from that point, it begins to separate into different emanations. And so angels are one of the beautiful beings that have come from that. Something else that was interesting is that there's angels that really are here to connect us with Source, connect us with love, and connect us with our own sovereign truth as a divinity here on earth. But I also have a different insight about the dark side, or the demons, if you will, that are the polar opposite of angels. And so one of the things that I've been shown is that sometimes it's not just like the Bible says, and that I believe that there is, in a sense, a grand plan, and that those energies were originally designed to help separate us, to keep us separate from spirit, from God, but not in a bad way, but it's so that we can experience the other. And so you need a different energy in there to make a separation between Source and the other. So I believe that there's a plan for all of that, but sometimes the darkness is kind of like gone out of control. It's like darkness gone wild kind of thing.
Your book is called The Angel Experiment, and it's a 21-day experimental guide to what?
Guide to connect with angels that can help you connect with light and Source.
Why does it take 21 days? Why can't we do it in 2
Right.